Are you ready to harness the power of AI? In just 4 simple steps, I'll show you how to get started with Stable Diffusion and Large Language Model using Cloud GPU in the easiest and most cost-effective way possible. First, you'll need a Paperspace account. Don't worry, setting up an account is easy, and if you use my referral code, you'll even receive a free $10 credits to get started. Once you've got your account set up, it's time for the secret sauce, my AI Toolbox. With this powerful tool, all you have to do is select the desired GPU and AI tools, then sit back and wait for the notebook to start. Before we get started with the step-by-step guide on using my AI Toolbox, let's talk about how Paperspace compares to Google Colab. If you're already familiar with Paperspace, feel free to skip ahead to the next part. Let's talk about pricing, arguably one of the most important factors when it comes to choosing a cloud computing platform. Google Colab introduced a new pricing model that charges users based on what they call compute units. Unfortunately, the formula for calculating these units is unknown, making it difficult to estimate how many GPU hours you'll get for your money. On the other hand, Paperspace offers 2 subscription plans with similar pricing, but with much clearer rules. Here's the list of GPUs that you can use without any extra cost. Here they call it the free tier. Each session is limited to a maximum of 6 hours, but you can simply start a new session right away. This essentially means unlimited usage, but it may not be very friendly for training models. If you need more flexibility, you can also choose to pay for GPU usage on an hourly basis, with no limit on session time. This is a great option if you need to train large models. As you can see, Paperspace offers a much more transparent and flexible pricing model compared to Google Colab. With Paperspace subscription model, it's not hard to guess that the resource pool for the free tier is limited, which means you may need to wait in a queue for a while before a GPU becomes available to you. Finally, let's talk about one more important factor when it comes to AI projects: persistent storage. This is the storage space where you can store settings and outputs for your AI tools. Google Colab allows you to link to Google Drive, which provides 15 gigabytes of free storage space. On the other hand, Paperspace provides 15 gigabytes of free storage for pro users and 50 gigabytes for growth users. But the best thing about Paperspace is that extra storage is billed at only 3 cents per gigabytes per month. This means that you no longer have to worry about running out of storage space while batching images with Stable Diffusion or working on other AI projects. With Paperspace's flexible and affordable storage options, you can focus on your AI work without worrying about storage limitations. Enough talks, let's get started with the step-by-step guide on using my AI Toolbox. You can either use this website that I hosted or follow the instructions in this GitHub repository to start your own copy. Next, download a predefined configuration. This link can be found both in the written guide and in the description below. Now, navigate to the Paperspace console to obtain your Paperspace API token. Import the configuration into the web page. Select the imported environment and paste the API token in the box. The predefined configuration have all you need to run Stable Diffusion WebUI setup. By default, I have defined a very simple account and password for an additional layer of security. It also includes a set of models to kickstart your journey on Stable Diffusion. This is a comma-separate list of download links. Currently Civet AI, Hugging Face, and Magnet links are supported. The bottom part contains common utilities to supercharge your AI workflow. Here, Command Server and Cloudflare are essential. Discord notification is not required, but is highly recommended. All you need to do is open a new channel on your Discord server and create a webhook URL. My website won't save any user data, so remember to save and export your setting. The setting file contains the API key, so keep it in a safe place. If you don't want to pay extra money, select the GPUs starting with free. This is an optional step to check the availability of the GPUs. Highlighted in red means currently not available, but this doesn't mean you cannot select it. Now everything is done, and all you need to do is sit back and relax. Click on this link to open the Jupyter Notebook interface. To prevent unwanted idle shutdown, open a terminal and type TOP, press Enter. Just keep this tab in the background and remember not to close it. Here, you can see that our Discord server is already receiving status update. Wait for the Cloudflare tunnel link to appear. Copy this link. Go back to the toolbox. Navigate to the control panel. Paste the URL into this box. Now, we will use this monitor function to check on the install progress. Here you can see that we got a RTX A4000 GPU, which is the most powerful one in Pro tier, having 16 GB of RAM. This shows that the start script is still running, and we will need to wait for it to complete before start using the AI tools. The last one is showing all the running processes, and is meant for debug purpose. The setup time highly depends on the network speed and the number of models to download. Here is the link to the stable Diffusion WebUI. Copy it and open in the browser. New version of ToolBox will send the link first, so wait for the message Stable Diffusion started before opening the link. The first time will take some time to load the interface. Enter the account and password we defined on the toolbox. With everything in place, you can now experience the incredible capabilities of Stable Diffusion. Here is a list of models we have downloaded during the setup process. And here you can see that ControlNet models are also in the right place, ready to be used. Let's generate a simple image to show you how powerful this GPU is. Let's use girl as the positive prompt, and use an embedding for the negative prompt. Let the magic begin.
Bam.
Image of a beautiful girl is done in 3 seconds. Remember what I said about persistent storage. The whole project folder is stored inside persistent storage, so all settings and extensions will remain in place every time you start Stable Diffusion WebUI. Now, if WebUI does not fit your need, you can also try this popular node-based Stable Diffusion interface, Comfy UI. Select Enable and click Start. Our system handles model file placement automatically. Model files are shared across different UIs to minimize the need for repeat downloads. Every interface will have their own link. Let's open this link. We have two very different interfaces side by side. Let's copy the parameters over and see what Comfy UI will generate. With 16 GB of VRAM, we can also run both workflow at the same time. This will enable us to better mix and match the goodie of both UIs, opening endless possibility. Each tool have their own image browser, but it becomes very inconvenient when multiple tools are being used. Don't worry, I got you covered. I have integrated the best image browser in the market. Give it a password and click Start. Enter the password. Click on Working Folder. I have already grouped all output folders to be under a single root folder. Let's take a look at the Comfy UI output folder. This image browser was designed as a stable Diffusion WebUI extension, so currently it only supports reading generation parameter for WebUI output. Common operations like download and delete are available in the context menu. Since the persistent storage space is limited, I will show you the easiest way to sync all images to your computer. Enable our clone, and give it a simple username and password. This will open a WebDAV server. Let's open the link to see what is inside. By default, we will be able to see all folders under the notebook path, and what we are looking for is the image output folder. There are lots of free software to sync WebDAV contents to local. Here I will show you how to perform this using CyberDuck. Click on Open Connection. Select WebDAV HTTPS from the drop-down, paste the URL inside this box, enter the username and password, click on Connect. It will take a while for it to load the folder tree. Click on the image output folder, left-click on the Comfy UI folder, select Synchronize. Pick a local folder to save the images. With a few clicks, you will have all image outputs downloaded to your local computer. Let's open the folder and start viewing the images. That's all for Stable Diffusion. Next I will be showing you another hot AI topic, large language model. Before that, let's stop Stable Diffusion to free up some GPU memory. Unlike Stable Diffusion, there are lots of different UIs for running LLM, each having their own list of compatible models. Here I have Go with Text Generation WebUI, and more UIs will be available in the future. OpenAI Style API is optional. This is only necessary if you want to use no-code LLM development platform like Flowise or Langflow. If you decide not to enable OpenAI Style API, or want to download extra models, head to Model Download tab. Currently, the number of model is limited to ensure compatibility, and more will be added in the future. Again, open the link and wait for the interface to load. By default, chat interface is chosen. Go to the Model tab, make sure X-Llama is selected. This is the loader that provides the fastest inference speed. Let's try to ask it a simple question: how to make a good YouTube video. What I'm showing is the raw output speed without any speed up. As you can see, the output is being streamed in real time, and the overall experience is really smooth. Finally, let's experience the most cutting-edge technology, using a no-code platform to develop LLM application. This kind of platforms work best with OpenAI models. Adjusting it to work with open-source model required a certain level of expertise. In this demo, I will use a basic example as proof of concept. For more advanced usage, I may do a separate video in the future, so remember to subscribe and get notified for my new videos. To use the Text Generation WebUI as the backend, enter the exact URL to the OpenAI API base box, then just enter some random number in the API key box. Open this dialog window, and we are ready to go. Here I will ask the same question as a quick demo. The usage of this example workflow is to keep chat history and pass it to the LLM along with the new query, so the overall experience should be similar to what you get with the WebUI. That's all for today's video. This project is still very young, so if you encountered any bugs or want to request for an AI tool to be added, feel free to leave a comment below or open an issue on GitHub. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about AI and technology, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all my latest videos.